Hi guys, welcome back to the Library of Alexandria. And today I'm going to be filming my April TBR, but outside, as you can see. So I sent my camera to be, when I first came home from being injured, I broke my camera. I broke the view screen, and I couldn't frame up any shots, and I can't tell when it's not recording or when the battery's dead. I don't have access to the view screen. So I sent it in before I went to Rome, and it's on its way back, but I do not have it yet. And I'm about to go out of town again for the state competition for my students. So I wanted to have a video out prior to that, but I don't have my camera. So guess what? You're gonna get this post sticking out of my head right here, as you can see. Why did I frame it like that? Like I literally could have moved this crap that has there we go, or something. Whatever. You get a post behind my head. So yeah, I'm gonna film this on my phone, and I'm not gonna edit anything. So if I mess it up, it's just going to be in there. Or I'll edit. I don't know. It's fast to edit on the... Whatever. It's a short thing. I'm going to try not to hit this thing too loud because I realize that creates a sound. So anyway, this is on my phone and not my camera, which should be back. But yeah. So my April TBR. So without wasting any more time, I have to edit because I got to put in, let's get down to business. You know what? Without wasting any more time, let's get down to business. There you go. Is that enough General Shang for you? That's what we got. So let's talk about the books that I'm going to be reading in April. Sure. So I got a couple books. I got one book that I'm already reading that is definitely going to carry over because I'm not going to have access. I'm not going to really be having access to my audiobook, and that's where I'm listening to it. So yeah, these are the books that I'm definitely going to be reading, and I'll go ahead and start with Butcher's Crossing. So Butcher's Crossing is by John Williams. This is... Guys, I love John Williams, and it's not even fantasy. And it is just so sad to me that John Williams only has 3 and really a half novel. He's got his first novel that's shorter and isn't as good. But otherwise, we've got Butcher's Crossing, Augustus, and Stoner. And I've read Stoner and Augustus, and both are fantastic. And I've already started listening to Butcher's Crossing, and it's already fantastic. And I hate Westerns. I don't like Westerns. And I should like them, because it's like American swashbuckling. But... it's so good. The narrative's good. John Williams, his writing is just... I don't even know what it is. But anyway, so Joanna and I are buddy reading this. It'll go slow going for me because I only listen to audio on my commute, basically, and getting ready in the mornings. But this is about Kansas and Buffalo country. And this kid from Harvard drops out of Harvard to go out west and hang out in Kansas with buffalo hunters. Because he wants to experience life. Freaking stay at Harvard, kid. What are you doing? I already know this is going to be whatever. Anyway, so Butcher's Crossing, I'll definitely read that. I've already started it, so I should finish it it's not too long, so I should finish it in April. Next, I'm definitely going to read right here, Boosh Taipan by James Clavell. So last month I finished the 3-month read-along that me and Alex at Tall Guy Reads and Tori and Joanna had with Shogun, and it was the perfect way to break up such a massive book because otherwise I would have never been able to read it. And I'm so happy I got to reread it because it is just when I think about Shogun, I'm just overawed with what it accomplished. Now Joanna and Tori and Alex are uncivilized and uncultured swine who do not appreciate it the way they should. They clearly read it wrong. I don't know what the problem is. Anyway, tune into the Shogun, the third Shogun discussion next week, where you watch me, much like in part 2 of the book, watch me civilize the barbarians as I school them on. And Josh from Red Fury Books will be joining me in the comments to hopefully help me to lead these poor lost souls from their astray path to the light. So anyway, I love James Clavell. This book was actually written. This is about British trading houses in Hong Kong after the Opium Wars, and I love this book. I've read this book. I've only read this book once before. I've read Shogun twice before, so that's my 3rd time reading Shogun. It's my 2nd time reading this, and we're splitting this book up too because it's 750 pages, and I can't read that in a month. So I'm reading this one with Josh and Kyle, and we'll split this into 2 months. So it won't be 3 months, but we'll read half of it, roughly half of it this month and half of the next month, which is awesome because I'm so excited to read this. None of them have read it. Like, Josh had already read Shogun, but he hadn't read this one, and I remember loving this book. It was written before Shogun, and I think it's much more buckling of swashes. Like, it's much more these trading houses. I mean, again, we learn all about, you know, Hong Kong in that time period, in the Opium Wars, and you know, British imperialism and domination of the region of the time, you know, during a century of humiliation, as it's known. But it's just it's just a good book. Like, the maneuvering between the Struan and Brock houses, it's just so good. It's just so good. I remember it being so good. If there's some cringy stuff in it, like Mei Mei, his Dirk's or Struan's like Chinese wife, and the pidgin dialect, Pidgin dialect that a lot of the Chinese speak in it. That's a little, it's a little cringe. But this book was written in like the 60s, and you know, I mean, and pidgin is like, it is a way that was communicated back in the day. So I'm excited to read this. I hope everybody else loves it as much as I do, and I don't have to call Josh and Kyle barbarians the way I just did Tori, Alex, and Joanna. Next on what I'm definitely reading is Boosh, Alchemy of Mask and Mirrors by Curtis Craddock. And this is because, guys, the Cicero read-along was a smashing success. I know there wasn't a ton of people reading along, but nearly everyone who read along with it really loved it. And it was like, I got to make a video on why you should read this. Just absolute masterclass in power brokering and what it is like to be a politician. Like, I think it's a more accurate portrayal of what modern politics is like than any kind of poli-sci textbook that you read right now. Like, that's all in theory. Read the Cicero trilogy, and that is politics in action as opposed to in theory. Anyway, so this starts the second of the 4 read-alongs I have on my channel because I'm determined to have successful read-alongs. So hopefully this is good. I have heard many good things about this series. This is book 1 of the Risen Kingdom series. This is very swashbuckling as well. It's got airships and kind of a steampunky vibe, I think. Kind of a Three Musketeers kind of vibe. You can check out the read-alongs video. I'll post it up there. Maybe. No, I won't, because I'm not. Wait. Yeah, I am. Because when I put it in, I can put cards. I'll put a card there if I have it. But yeah, prophecy, intrigue, betrayal. Everyone wears a mask of glamour and lies. So I've heard really good things about this, other than the first chapter like drops a whole bunch of buzzwords at you. But you know, it's pretty standard fantasy stuff. But hopefully everyone enjoys this, and my co-host for this whole series will be Anitha, because Anitha was the one who really wanted to read this series, and so that's why I'm doing this one. So Anitha, who was on, Kyle was the official co-host for the Cicero read-along, but Anitha will be the official co-host for this one, along with Sarah Reeds will also be joining us on camera for this particular read-along. So I'm very, very excited, especially since Sarah and I we've newly mended our friendship and are once again on speaking terms and good terms as well. So, Alchemy of Mask and Mirrors, I'll definitely be reading this one as well. And finally, on the things I will definitely be reading, Boosh, The Malevolent Seven by Sebastian de Castell. Now, there is a book that just came out recently called The Maleficent Seven. That is not the same thing as this, and apparently they were named similarly at a similar time, independently of one another. So there it is. This is an arc that, thank you so much to Joe Fletcher Books, for sending me this arc, and for the author, De Castell, for making it happen. I love Sebastian De Castell. He's such a nice guy. I love the Greatcoats so much, and even though I am an awful person and still have not finished the Spellslinger series, which I am determined to do, I've read all the Greatcoat stuff and all the Greatcoats short stories, and I am eagerly awaiting Play of Shadows or Our Lady of Blades, what is next in the new Greatcoat series, whichever one. But between those, he dropped this book, and I will read you, just in case you don't know what it is. It's so long. I don't want it to be. I'm going to read it fast. 7 powerful mages want to make the world a better place. We're going to kill them first. Picture a wizard. Go ahead, close your eyes. There he is. See? Skinny old guy with a long, straggly beard. No doubt he's wearing iridescent silk robes that couldn't protect his frail body from a light breeze. The hat's a must, too, right? Big floppy thing covered in esoteric symbols that would instantly show every other mage where this one gets his magic. Wouldn't want a simple steel helmet or something that might, protect the part of him needed most for conjuring magical forces from being bashed in with a mace or pretty much any household object. Now open your eyes and let me show you what a real war mage looks like. But be warned, you're probably not going to like it. We're violent, angry, dangerously broken people who sell our skills to the highest bidder. Moral or ethical considerations be danged. At least until such irritating concepts as friendship and the end of the world get in the way. My name is Cade Umbra, and I currently make my living as a mercenary wonderist. I used to have a far more noble-sounding job title until I discovered the people I worked for weren't quite as noble as I believed. Now I'm on the run, and my only friend, a homicidal thunder mage, has invited me with him on a suicide mission against the 7 deadliest wizards on the planet. Time to recruit some very nasty people to help us with the job. So, this is, I don't know if this is the first in a new series or if it's like a standalone, but it's got the first-person narration that De Castell just excels at. It's got named chapters, which I love that he does. So yeah, I'll be reading this one as soon as I finish what I'm currently reading. This will be my first read of the month that I will definitely read. So as for other stuff that I might read, it's just going to be catch-up stuff. Like I might read Curse of the Mistwraith. I have the novella like The Gallant or The Gallant, which apparently is a good primer to Mistwraith by Janie Wirtz. I've got the first of the Fencer series by KJ Parker. I have Scarab Path, which I definitely need to read. Book 5 of Apt. I read through part 1 of Way of Kings. I might read part 2 this month. Maybe. What else? I don't know what else I have. Crowfall I still need to read. The Iron War I still need to read. The Spider. So I got some catch up I still need to do. If I can stop adding these books, like I'm tanking. Like I got 2 arcs, I'm tanking them. Like I'm just gonna have to eat it on NetGalley. And I've never eaten it on NetGalley, but I just can't read all these arcs. Like I just can't, and I really don't want to. You know what I mean? I really don't freaking want to. Now, when Knife of Dream pops, you know what I mean? I gotta read like Abraham's arc. I'll read that because I love Age of Ash, and I'm excited for Knife of Dream. But other than that, I'm just gonna, I should have a better reading month in March. I read almost all historical fiction in March, and I loved it. So sorry, it's a historical fiction channel for the moment. But I've got some fantasy here. I've got 2 historical fiction and then 2 fantasy here. And so I'll read more, and it'll be, whatever. I should have a better reading month because I won't be gone for 9 days and then incapacitated for 3 more, traveling to Rome, where I did almost no reading at all. So, at any rate, what are you reading in April? And are you going to join us in the cool freaking read-along? I hope you do. If not, that's cool too. We've got a read-along after that in the summer, which is Janie Wirtz's Daughter of the Empire series. And then in the fall, KJ Parker's Engineer trilogy. So that is the one I anticipate doing the worst. That'll be the worst of the read-alongs because, again, it's KJ Parker. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. That's all for me for today. As always, information about my Patreon and Discord is down in the description, and I'll see you next time, guys. Oh, I can have a thing at the end, I guess, for this.